Shalom, shalom, family. This is Brother Yisrael coming to you on this holy Sabbath day, giving all praises and glory to the Most High Yah, the Almighty El Shaddai, the great Elohim, the Almighty Yahawah. Thank you for joining me today. Today is December the 9th, 2023, and I pray that you are all well. I pray that anything that you may be going through, that the Most High Yah helps and guides you through it, that He gives you strength, endurance, and peace along your journey. I thank you for your time. Let's begin. Last week we left off talking about the curses that we're up under for disobedience. So this week I wanted to kind of just get back into that, get back to, because we're learning about who we are. So we know we're Israelites. We're getting back to knowing what we're supposed to be doing so we can honor the Most High. A lot of the prophecy has to take place regardless. So certain things have to happen to us. We still have to go through some things. This nation that we live in, called in America, which is Babylon, has to fall. We have to get back to our rightful place. So there's going to be an exodus. There's a lot of things that are to come. But as we're dealing with all that, we have to know what to do to honor the Most High Yah, to live in righteousness, to better ourselves, because we're living for the next life. We should be living for the next life. We shouldn't just be living or really living for this life at all. We have to live it and go through it, but that can't be our ultimate goal, because in this life, if you're living for this life, then you're going to succumb to the flesh. You're going to succumb to whatever temptations or whatever the flesh is telling you. If the flesh says, I'm hungry right now, or I crave sugar, I crave fried chicken, I crave this, I crave that, you're going to immediately go and try to satisfy whatever you craving, whatever lust, whatever. And you have to, it's not saying that, if you want a piece of fried chicken, that's necessarily bad, but you definitely have to be living in your spiritual self and not be trying to operate off your human and physical emotions and desires, because that's going to get you in trouble every time, and that's wickedness. Every time that you want to have sex or you lust after a person, if you give into those desires and you do everything, that ultimately Satan putting these things in your mind, and you just do it every single time, or you even do it most of the time, then you already know how you going to be living. Like most people are living today. They not seeking the Father. They going after whatever they desire. That's why the world tells you things like, love who you want to love. Do what you want to do. You determine your life. Live the way you want to live. And some people will say, well, what's wrong with that? Well, the murderer wants to kill people. So they should be able to live how they want to live, right? And kill anybody they want to kill, right? The rapist wants to rape people. So they should be able to take any vagina that they want, anytime they ready. They should be able to take it. The molester and the pedophile wants to sleep with children. So they should be able to sleep with whatever child they want, right? See, when you break things down like that, into what somebody is really saying, and you break it down for real, because that's what it is. You have to tell the truth. When you really break it down, then you be disgusted and you know that it's pure wickedness. It's pure evil and wickedness. You can't just do anything that you want, any desire that come across your mind, you should be able to do. If you want to take somebody else's wife or woman, you should be able to just run up and take her just because that's what you want to do. Well, that's what the world tell you. That's how these wicked nations are living. If they want something, they just go take it in somebody's country, or how they did our people. I want it, so I took it. And the only reason that they were allowed to be able to do that is because of our disobedience, and the Most High allowed them to be able to do that. We're going to go to the scripture. Deuteronomy, the 4th chapter, 25th verse. This is Moses talking to the people, to the Israelites. After you have had children and grandchildren, and have lived in the land a long time, if you then become corrupt and make any kind of idol, doing evil in the eyes of the Most High YAH, and provoking him to anger, I call heaven and earth as witnesses against you this day, that you will quickly perish from the land that you are crossing the Jordan to possess. You will not live there long, but will certainly be destroyed. The Most High will scatter you among the peoples, and only a few of you will survive among the nations to which the Most High will drive you. There you will worship man-made gods of wood and stone, which cannot see or hear, or eat or smell. But if from there you seek the Most High your Elohim, your God, you will find him if you will look for him with all your heart and with all your soul. When you are in distress and all these things have happened to you, then in later days you will return to Yah and obey him. For the Most High your Elohim is a merciful God, a merciful Elohim. He will not abandon or destroy you, or forget the covenant with your forefathers, which he confirmed to them by oath. So this is Moses talking to the Israelites, talking to the people about the land that the Most High brought them in after he delivered them from the desert. In years to come, this is Moses prophesying, saying that if you disobey, if you start to worship false gods, then the Most High will scatter you into other nations. So for you to be scattered into other nations, you have to go into captivity. You have to go into slavery. Your land has to be taken away from you. But he's saying that the Most High says that if you come back to him, even after this happens, because it's going to happen. The Most High knew it was going to happen. Even Moses knew it was going to happen. If you return to the Most High with your full heart and your soul, he will be merciful. He won't forget you. So it's not saying that nothing will happen. It's just saying that even when it does happen, we still have to seek the Most High Yah with our full hearts and souls, because he knew we were going to disobey. So even when you do it, but the Most High Yah instructed Moses to give these commandments, give these laws, give these decrees to the people so that they would know what to do. So the Most High gave the 10 Commandments. Deuteronomy 5, and starting with verse 6 down to 21. I'm not going to go through them. Then the Most High gave other instructions on how to live. But he kept warning he kept telling Moses, kept telling the people what would happen for disobedience. Deuteronomy 8 and 19. If you ever forget the Most High your Elohim and follow other gods and worship and bow down to them, I testify against you today that you will surely be destroyed. Like the nations the Most High Yah destroyed before you, so you will be destroyed for not obeying the Most High Yah. So constantly, Moses was telling the people, constantly, make sure you don't have any other gods. Make sure you follow the laws. Because this is what's going to happen if you don't. Deuteronomy 10 and 12. And now, O Israel, what does Yah ask of you but to fear Yah, to walk in all his ways, to love him, to serve the Most High your Elohim with all your heart and with all your soul, and to observe the Most High's commands and decrees that I am giving you today for your own good. To the Most High your Elohim belong the heavens, even the highest heavens, the earth and everything in it. Yet Yah set his affection, that's love, on your forefathers and loved them, and he chose you, their descendants, above all the nations as it is today. Circumcise your hearts, therefore, and do not be stiff-necked any longer. Circumcise your hearts, and do not be stiff-necked any longer. For the Most High is Elohim, is God of gods, and Lord of lords, the great God, the great Elohim, mighty and awesome, who shows no partiality and accepts no bribes. He defends the cause of the fatherless and the widow, and he loves the alien, the foreigner, giving him food and clothing. And you are to love those who are aliens, who are foreigners, for you yourselves were aliens in Egypt. Fear the Most High your Elohim and serve him. Hold fast to him and take your oaths in his name. He is your praise. He is your God, your Elohim, who performed for you those great and awesome wonders you saw with your own eyes. Your forefathers who went down into Egypt were 70 in all. So that's when Jacob and all his descendants, Jacob, all his children, grandchildren, and all his people in his house that he was responsible for when they went to Egypt. When Joseph brought them to Egypt, it was about 70 people. That's what they talking about. And now the Most High your Elohim has made you as numerous as the stars in the sky. So to break down these verses, it's basically saying, starting at 14, well, starting at 12 is just saying love the Most High with all your heart and soul. 13, observe Yah's commands and decrees for your own good. So the Most High is not giving you this stuff for his benefit, because he could have chose any people. He don't need you. And as we're seeing later down the line, it was for our benefit, because basically the Most High said, you can either follow my laws and decrees and commands, or I'll set these other nations over you, and then you're going to have to deal with them. And we're going to skip forward for a second so I can show you the proof of that in the scriptures. Based on the scriptures, Deuteronomy 28:41. You will have sons and daughters, but you will not keep them, because they will go into captivity. So they will go into slavery, imprisonment. They'll be prisoned. They'll go to jail. They'll go into slavery, into bondage. Verse 49, 28 and 49. The Most High Yah will bring a nation against you from far away, from the ends of the earth. Y'all know who this is, the Caucasian, the so-called Caucasian. Like an eagle swooping down. What is the bird of America? The eagle. A nation whose language you will not understand. We did not speak English, we spoke Hebrew. So we didn't know their language. When we went into Arab slavery, we didn't know that language. So we had to lose our customs and heritage in these bondage periods, in this slavery, learning new languages, new customs, people governing over us instead of us governing over ourselves. So the Most High said, you could have governed over yourself. I made you self-sufficient. I provide for you. But you disobey, and these other nations are going to take you. And they going to do what they want with you. 28 and 50. A fierce-looking nation, without respect for the old or pity for the young. They will devour the young of your livestock and the crops of your land until you are destroyed. They will leave you no grain, no new wine or oil, nor any calves of your herds or lambs of your flocks until you are ruined. They will take everything. They will lay siege to all the cities throughout your land until the high fortified walls in which you trust fall down. They will besiege all the cities throughout the land the Most High Yah is giving you. When this prophecy is fulfilling, this happened multiple times in different ways. It didn't just start in the 1400s or the 1500s of the modern day slavery. It happened when the Assyrians took us over. It happened when the Babylonians took us over thousands of years ago. It happened later on when the Arabs took us over. Then it happened when the different Caucasian races took us over. 28:53. Because of the suffering that your enemy will inflict on you during the siege, you will eat the fruit of the womb, the flesh of your sons and daughters. The Most High, your Elohim, has given you. Even the most gentle and sensitive man among you will have no compassion on his brother or the wife he loves or his surviving children, and he will not give to one of them any of the flesh of his children that he is eating. It will be all he has left because of the suffering your enemy will inflict on you during the siege of all your cities. The most gentle and sensitive woman among you, so sensitive and gentle that she would not venture to touch the ground with the sole of her feet, will begrudge the husband that she loves and her own son or daughter, the afterbirth from her womb, and the children she bears, for she intends to eat them secretly during the siege and in the distress that your enemy will inflict on you in your cities. This is talking about killing your children, from abortion to physically killing them to even possibly cannibalism. Destroying your children, destroying your neighbor, destroying your husband or wife, because it will be so much distress, so much fear, that you won't want people to go on because you're terrified. So all these things have happened in the past and may even happen some more, because we are not out of harm's way. Babylon is going to fall. It's going to be destroyed. And the people are going to go on a second exodus up out of here. But we're going to touch on that at another time. Back to Deuteronomy, the 10th chapter, 10 and 16. Circumcise your hearts, therefore, and do not be stiff-necked any longer. Circumcise, cut, cleanse. Cut out the wickedness. Don't be stiff-necked. Don't be hard-headed any longer. For the Most High does not accept any bribes. You can't trick the Most High. You can't fool the Most High. You can't pay off the Most High like you can do a man or a woman. 18, he defends the cause of the fatherless. So he has a special place in his heart for children that don't have fathers. For the widow, women who've lost their husbands. He even loves the foreigner that loves him, the foreigner that's righteous. He still loves them. He gives them clothing and food. And he tells us to love the foreigner as well that's righteous, because we were foreigners in Egypt. And he took pity on us and brought us out of slavery, out of captivity. Showed us the way of the things that we should be doing. Chose us to be his treasured possession. Deuteronomy 13. Deuteronomy is so important to study. Talking about worshiping other gods. If a prophet or anyone who foretells by dreams appears among you and announces to you a miraculous sign or wonder, and if that sign or wonder of which he has spoken takes place, and he says, let us follow other gods, gods that you have not known, and let us worship them, you must not listen to the words of that prophet or dreamer. So if it's not of Yah, just because somebody can tell the future, people can tell the future through wickedness, through Satan, fortune tellers, tarot card readers, all of that stuff. It can be done. But you're not supposed to listen to that if it's not from Yah. The Most High is testing you to find out whether you love him with all your heart and with all your soul. It is the Most High Yah you must follow, and him you must revere. keep his commands and obey him, serve him and hold fast to him. That prophet or dreamer must be put to death, because he preached rebellion against the Most High Yah, who brought you out of Egypt and redeemed you, from the land of slavery. He has tried to turn you from the way of Yah, the way Yah commanded you to follow. You must purge the evil from among you. So he telling the people at that time, if they had people that were telling the future, telling dreams, sending the people to follow gods against the Most High, he said, put them to death, kill them, get them out of there, because if they are amongst your people, they will corrupt the people and bring the people against him. You have to pay attention and study and stop listening to the world, and listen to the word. But even in the word, you have to know and learn the Most High Yah, so you can differentiate between what Yahweh really is telling you and what Satan and these wicked nations has tried to rewrite and pervert the words of the Most High Yah. If the Most High is telling you to get rid of them people, kill them, never accept wickedness, then later on in the same book, you trying to tell me the Most High Yah is saying, oh, it's okay to accept wickedness, obey your masters in the flesh, do what these people want you to do, love your wicked neighbor, let everybody, just forgive everybody, let people do what they want. No, that's a complete contradiction. The Most High don't contradict himself. You would be totally confused if the Most High wrote that, if he gave that to the prophets and told them to deliver that to the people. That would be complete chaos and confusion. And the Most High is not an Elohim. He's not a God of chaos. If you study the word, he is a God of strict order. Read your word. Read the so-called Old Testament. Read how specific he was in his instructions of how he wanted things handled. When they were building the temple of the Most High Yah, how specific he was with the instructions. How specific he was to the Levites as priests of how they was to do things. How specific he is and told us about our eating habits, about our sexual habits, all of these things. That's why you have to learn this stuff. So because you in this, you're learning about the Most High Yah. You learning how he operates. It's not just learning some stuff just to learn it or reading the word just to read it. It's to learn how Yah operates and how he wants us to operate. And then how the world tries to dupe you, how the world tries to trick you into believing that, oh, you can steer from it. The Most High said, do not steer to the left or to the right from what I'm telling you. But the world say, oh no, you can make it like this, and you can just, ask for forgiveness and it'll be all good. We know that's not true. Read the word. 2 of Aaron's sons was killed. Aaron was a priest for the Most High. They disobeyed. He took out 2 of his sons for disobeying. Look how we being punished to this day. To this very day. For the sins of our forefathers and foremothers. If you could just do what you want and it was no penalty, then why all these thousands and hundreds of thousands, who knows how long it was? How much time it's been since Adam and Eve, and we still punished for their disobedience. Women still have pain in childbirth. from what Eve did. And you mean to tell me the Most High don't punish for sin severely? Stop playing, man. Those are lies, pure lies. Because Adam listened to Eve and went against the Most High, he chose what the woman was saying versus what his Elohim, his God, his creator said. Look how men have to toil and work for food, work for a living, work to eat. The Most High did not intend it to be like that. In the garden, Adam and Eve had everything at their disposal. They could eat whatever they want. He told them 2 trees don't mess with. They had dominion and control of all the animals. Dominion means complete power. They listen to you. It's not like that now. Yeah, we're more intelligent, possibly. And I say possibly because some people, they so brain dead and so spiritually dead and so gone. I don't know. Some people not more intelligent than an animal. Because animals know how to take care of their children. Some people don't. Animals fight, but they know how to handle each other. They don't just fight each other for no reason. They fighting over territory, or they fighting over food, or they fighting over for mating purposes. And even then, they show mercy to each other. Many people are heartless and don't show mercy to even their own brother, the person or sister that look like them. And that can be biological or not. Animals don't typically just mistreat their child. People do, though. Animals don't typically hold on to grudges. People do all the time, though. So I don't know if people are more intelligent than animals. Some people. But the Most High said you must purge that evil out of the community, out of the land. You cannot let people turn y'all against me. But that's not what the world tells you today. But the world don't care nothing about the Most High YAH. Even when they be talking about God this, God that, they not talking about Yah. They talking about Satan and other gods that they worshiping. When y'all hear people on TV and all these different people, oh, I swear to God, I pray to God, I love God, praise God. They're not talking about the Most High Yah. They're not talking about Yahawah. They're not talking about the Messiah, Yahawah, his son. They're not talking about them. And they use those keywords, those buttons to get you to trust them. All somebody got to do is say God, and y'all, oh, that's a good person, that's a good woman, that's a good man. She said God, he said God. That don't mean nothing. Look up what a God is. Plus, you don't judge, even if a person say Yahawah, the Most High Yah. Even if they say that, you judge a person not by just what they say, but by their acts, they works, what they show you, not just by what they say. Y'all following these celebrities, idol worship, and doing this stuff and being fooled. But that's what Satan does. He fools you, he tricks you. Didn't Satan trick Adam and Eve? They fool you and they say, oh, we believe in God, man. All you got to do is trust God, man, and all your dreams will come true in the world. Where do the Most High Yah say that at? What man of God or woman of God, what prophet did that happen to? Where they just trusted God, and when they talking about Satan. But even if you trust the Most High Yah, He never said everything you want in the world gonna come true for you. The Most High Yah never said that. If you trust in Him, if you want a Cadillac and a Bentley, you gonna get the Cadillac, the Bentley, the big house, the wife with the big old booty, and all this different stuff. He didn't never say nothing like that. That's man-made foolishness. And they not talking about Yah anyway. They talking about Satan. They saying if you give Satan your soul and you serve Satan, then your desires in the world and in the flesh should come true. That's what they telling you when they say that. Talking about hard work. It might be hard work, but hard work don't make you successful in the world. It's people who work all day, all night. They ain't successful. They are selling their souls, so to speak. They are serving wickedness. They are serving Hashitan, Satan. That's what they doing. And it's a big, huge price that they paying. They paying a price in the physical, in the world. All the types of stuff happen to them. They have to do all type of sexual perversion, be raped, gang banged, and blood sacrifices, humiliation rituals. They make them have sex with animals, all type of perversion, all type of stuff that they've been doing in the Bible that the Most High would even have to give you laws and commands against. And there's nothing new under the sun. Because when you read this stuff, if the Most High had to make a law or a command about it, then He already knew that Israelites, our people, and other people, other nations, either was they was gonna do it. They already was doing it, especially other nations, and He wanted to make sure that we didn't do it. So He had to get these type of laws, not only about worshiping other gods, not only about clean and unclean food, Deuteronomy 13, worshiping other gods, Deuteronomy 14, clean and unclean food. But He had to give specific laws. Give me 1 second. Bear with me while I find this. He had to give specific laws for sexual behavior. Specific laws for how to treat each other. And it'll blow your mind that He would even have to do these things and say these things, but He did. It blew my mind when I read these things because so many people don't know these things. Okay, I'll give you an example. Deuteronomy 22:5. This is an example. It's many of them. I apologize for not having everything ready. I had some notes, but I misplaced my notes. Deuteronomy 22:5. A woman must not wear men's clothing, nor a man wear woman's clothing. For the Most High your Elohim detests anyone who does this. Clear as day. 22:5 Deuteronomy. A woman must not wear men's clothes, nor a man wear woman's clothes. For the Most High detests this. Anyone who does this. So how all of a sudden, so you believe that the Most High Yah changed his stance on that? He said because this nation or this race said it's okay, you think that's how the Most High Yah work? Or he said what he said and he meant what he said? He's the Almighty Elohim, the Creator, the one true God. So that means no cross dressers. He hates that. Detest mean hate. Even switching up, wearing pants and all that stuff, the things that men will wear. Women not supposed to wear that. They done tricked us into society. They got women you put on, if you look sometime, even the ones that's not trying to do it. The men and the women that have the same jogging suit on. Some women be talking about, oh, that's the comfortable clothes. Just throwing on the same stuff that a man will wear. But you're not supposed to do that. That go against the laws of the Most High. And if you think about it and use your common sense that come from the Most High, use your mind, put on your spiritual mind. It's a reason why he says these things, because then gender lines get blurred. Then a woman can't be in her beauty and her majesty that he made her if she's sitting up dressing like a man. He made a differentiation for a reason. He created a man to look a certain way, a woman to look a certain way for a reason. If it was meant to be the same, then either everybody would have a penis, everybody would have a vagina, everybody would have facial hair and grow beards and all that type of stuff. It would all be the same. Or everybody would have a penis and a vagina. He could have made it any way he wanted. He made a distinction for a reason. He made it so it would not be confusion and chaos. He made it so your daughters and your sons don't have to say the things that they say now in the world. Mommy, is that a man or a woman? Children don't even know what's what. And you don't know. We don't even be knowing what to say. You gotta look hard. You gotta ask the question. I don't even know, son. I don't know what it is. Or it's a man trying to be a woman. It's a woman trying to we don't know what to say. But that's confusion and chaos, and that only come from Satan. That come from the devil. Confusion and chaos. He's the author of that. Like, it's so much that the Most High covered in His Word to help us, to teach us what to do, what not to do. But it's up to us to keep His laws, statutes, and commands, to keep His Word. It's not up to Him to force us. That's not how the Most High works. He don't force us to do His will. He give us free will. Okay. Leviticus. Purification after childbirth. Leviticus 12. The Most High said to Moses, say to the Israelites, A woman who becomes pregnant and gives birth to a son will be ceremonially unclean for 7 days, just as she is unclean during her monthly period. She will be unclean after she gives birth to a son for 7 days, just like she's unclean during her monthly period. So the Most High gave instructions. He created the period. It's not new. The world did not make up periods in women, her monthly menstruation. The Creator made that up. So the whole thing, oh, I'm on my period, it'll be about a week. That ain't no man-made thing. That come from the Most High. He just said she'll be unclean, just like she's unclean for 7 days when she on her period after she give birth to a son. On the 8th day, as part of the covenant that the Most High made with the Israelites through Abraham, his covenant with Abraham, on the 8th day, the boy is to be circumcised. That's not created by man either. That's created by the Most High YAH. You have to start learning so we can understand the reason why we even do these things, because we're practicing a lot of things that are spiritual, that are of the Most High YAH, but we don't even know why we doing it. We think we doing it just because we following tradition, which we are. But those are the good traditions to follow. Those are the things that come from the Most High YAH. Getting circumcised. You're supposed to get circumcised if you're an Israelite man or boy. Boy, you should be a boy when you're doing it. But you're supposed to have a circumcised penis. 12:4. Leviticus 12:4. Then the woman must wait 33 days to be purified from her bleeding. She must not touch anything sacred or go to the sanctuary until the days of her purification are over. If she gives birth to a daughter for 2 weeks, so 14 days instead of 7, if she gives birth to a daughter, 14 days, the woman will be unclean as during her period. Then she must wait 66 days to be purified from her bleeding. So it's double the time. So at that time, she will be unclean for double the amount of time if she had a daughter. Okay? But it's not just women. Leviticus 15. Even learning these things, it shocked me. Because I'm saying to myself, the Spirit put on me, and I'm like, man, the Most High Yah really is all knowing and all seeing. And He really gave us the blueprint. He had everything covered. All we had to do was listen. He had everything covered. Check this out. Leviticus 15. They're not teaching these things in these churches and these different places. They promoting wickedness. They only teaching prosperity gospel. They teaching feel good things that you want to hear. Like the Bible say, do not preach unto us, the people saying, do not preach unto us and prophesy righteousness, prophesy smooth things, the things that we want to hear. The stuff that benefits us, the stuff that we can manipulate, the stuff that's easy to do. Leviticus 15. The Most High Yah said to Moses and Aaron, speak to the Israelites and say to them, when any man has a bodily discharge, the discharge is unclean. Semen, ejaculation. Whether it continues flowing from his body or is blocked, it will make him unclean. This is how his discharge will bring about uncleanliness or uncleanness. Any bed the man with the discharge lies on will be unclean, and anything he sits on will be unclean. Anyone who touches his bed must wash his clothes and bathe with water, and he will be unclean till evening. Whoever sits on anything that the man with the discharge sat on must wash his clothes and bathe with water, and he will be unclean till evening. Whoever touches the man who has discharge must wash his clothes and bathe with water, and he will be unclean till evening. If the man with the discharge spits on someone who is clean, that person must wash his clothes and bathe with water, and he will be unclean till evening. Everything the man sits on when riding will be unclean, and whoever touches any of the things that were under him will be unclean till evening. Whoever picks up those things must wash his clothes and bathe with water, and he will be unclean till evening. Anyone the man with the discharge touches without rinsing his hands with water must wash his clothes and bathe with water, and he will be unclean till evening. So when you ejaculating, when you having a wet dream, you wake up and it's ejaculant on in your underwear, on your bed, on you. You're supposed to wash. Even now we do it, but back then you were supposed to wash. You were unclean. The Most High wanted us to be holy and people. That's why He gave us this cleanliness and uncleanliness things. You can't just do like the other nations would do. People would have sex, not wash, ejaculate, not wash, touch other people, make other people unclean. No, He said you got to wash up and you unclean until the evening time. You can't be riding on stuff, touching stuff. Other people will have to wash if you touch them. Washing your sheets, getting a wash rag. That ain't nothing new. It's nothing new under the sun. The Most High gave laws, decrees, guidance for all this stuff. 15 and 16. So y'all say I'm not making it up. When a man has an emission of semen, he must bathe his whole body with water, and he will be unclean till evening. Leviticus 15 and 16. Any clothing or leather that has semen on it, 17. Any clothing or leather that has semen on it must be washed with water, and it will be unclean till evening. When a man lays with a woman, and there is an emission of semen, both must bathe with water, and they will be unclean till evening. 19. When a woman has her regular flow of blood, her period, the impurity of her monthly period will last 7 days, and anyone who touches her will be unclean till evening. Anything that she lies on during her period will be unclean, and anything she sits on will be unclean. Whoever touches her bed must wash his clothes and bathe with water, and he will be unclean till evening. So all them bodily discharges, they make us unclean in the eyes of the Most High. You're not supposed to be touching other people with all of that. You have to bathe and cleanse yourself. These other nations, they don't do that. They didn't do that. Many of them still don't do that to now. They'll have intercourse, they'll ejaculate, do whatever, and then not even wash their hands. Y'all seen things in the bathroom, many of these other nations. They don't even wash their hands after they go to the bathroom, and then have the nerve to try to cook you some food and stuff. That's why your old heads, as they would call it, your ancestors, to be more respectful. That's why they would tell you things like, man, eat at home. Don't be going to these restaurants. But now we're in a because of the perversion of the people. Women don't cook anymore. Nobody cooks. That's all people do is go eat at restaurants and stuff. People don't want to do anything domestic, any cleaning, any taking care of their home. Everybody is only caring about money, social media, following another person, trying to show off, trying to make somebody else approve of your life and make you feel good, another human being, about what you're doing. And it's all fake and facade, all fake and facade. Everything is to get money and to get attention. It's all wickedness. Because a righteous person is not worried about what other people are thinking like that. They too busy worrying about the Most High and worrying about being their best self in their life. They don't care. They don't need other people's approval. Because what can another person tell you? They just as lost as you are, if not way more. What can they tell you? They might appear that they have things together. A car don't mean you got a hold on life. A nice house don't mean you got a hold on life. Even if it appears that they smiling and happy. If they smiling and happy in the world all the time, you already know who they belong to. Because how could you look at this madness and this wickedness and be happy? Plus, those who love the Most High and those who know Yah, you're going to suffer just like all the other prophets suffered. The world is going to be against you. Let's look at YAHAWAH, who y'all think is Jesus, who the Bible called Jesus in this new Bible that they rewrote. The Messiah was hated. When the Messiah was in prison and they asked the people, who do you want us to let out of prison? You want us to let out Barabbas, or you want us to let out YAHAWAH? They said, give us Barabbas. The Messiah was rebuked, beaten, tempted by Satan for 40 days and 40 nights. This is the Son of Yah, the Almighty, sent in the flesh. He wasn't even popular. He wasn't even liked. So why would somebody that's being righteous be liked? If they liked, trust and believe, they probably not righteous. It goes against the principle. The world is wicked. If you righteous, how's that gonna mesh? How's that gonna merge? They not gonna like you. Spiritually, they not gonna like you, even if they don't know why they don't like you. Sexual laws. Now, this is wild that the Most High would have to give us this and give this to men and women, but he does. Leviticus 18, and he did. The Most High said to Moses, speak to the Israelites and say to them, I am the Most High your Elohim. You must not do as they do in Egypt, where you used to live. Remember, Egyptians were black. So everybody that's shed his skin tone, or these melanated skin tones, don't make them righteous, don't make them Israelites. Everybody who are Israelite by birthright ain't righteous. Everybody who's another nation ain't wicked. Not everybody. It's about if you following the Most High, if you have righteousness in your spirit. if you doing the laws and commands to the best of your ability. We gonna all fall short in this flesh, but you do it to the best of your ability, and the Most High Yah knows your inner self. He knows your heart. He knows your spirit. You do the best that you can. You live righteously. You preach righteousness. You strike wickedness from your heart. You don't mistreat others. You don't chase after things of the world and of the flesh. You speak up for the fatherless, for the widow, for the hungry, for those that suffer. And you speak up, obviously, for the Most High Yah in righteousness, and you tell the truth. But he said, you must not do as they do in Egypt, where you used to live, and you must not do as they do in the land of Canaan, where I'm bringing you. Do not follow their practices. You must obey my laws and be careful to follow my decrees. I am the Most High, your Elohim. Keep my decrees and laws, for the man who obeys them will live by them. I am Yah. 18:6. No one is to approach any close relative to have sexual relations. I am Yah. Do not dishonor your father by having sexual relations with your mother. She is your mother. Do not have sexual relations with her. Why do you have to tell somebody that? But you do. Because obviously they do this in other nations. And obviously we start picking up on other nations' wickedness. And we was doing what they was doing. Do not have sexual relations with your father's wife, your stepmother. That would dishonor your father. 9. Do not have sexual relations with your sister, either your father's daughter or your mother's daughter. So it don't matter if you try to put a stepsister, sister that's by both your mom and your dad, she your sister. If she your mama's daughter or your father's daughter or both, you can't have sex with her. That's your sister, fool. Whether she was born in the same home or not, even if you talking about I ain't never known her, I never talked to her. If she your sister by blood, that's your sister. Do not have sexual relations with your son's daughter or your daughter's daughter. That would dishonor you. So that's your granddaughter. You can't have sex with your granddaughter. Do not have sexual relations with the daughter of your father's wife, born to your father. She is your sister. We said that. Do not have sexual relations with your father's sister. She is your father's close relative. You can't have sex with your auntie. Do not have sexual relations with your mother's sister. Again, your auntie. Do not dishonor your father's brother by approaching his wife to have sexual relations. She is your aunt, your auntie. So even your father's brother. Do not have sexual relations with your daughter-in-law. She is your son's wife. Do not have sexual relations with her. So that's no excuse for that. You fathers who sit up and have sex with your sons' wives or they baby mamas and girlfriends, because in the Most High Yah's eyes, if that man is laying with her, that's his wife. And if it ain't a prostitute or something like that type of situation, or just a one-hit it quit it type situation, the Most High spiritual ties, sex is a spiritual bond. If you constantly having sex and he's saying that's his woman, that's his child's mother, that's his wife in the Most High eyes. It ain't gotta be illegal through the beast system. It don't gotta be on no piece of paper. Because I know people make excuses for everything, for doing wickedness. They never make excuses to do righteousness, only wickedness. Do not take your wife's sister as a rival wife and have sexual relations with her while your wife is living. So you can have another wife. The Most High is not against men having multiple women. Read the Bible. Any woman that's saying that, she in wickedness and she lying. The Most High ain't never said a man can't have more than one wife. That is a lie. But he did say, don't take two sisters and make them your wives. Don't lay with two sisters, because that's rivalry. You creating problems. He don't want wickedness. He don't want problems. He don't want arguing and fighting and bickerness amongst his people, the Israelites. This another big one. And many of us brothers and sisters have made this mistake. The sisters who have not let you do it, they was in their righteousness. They might not have known why they wasn't letting you doing it. They might have just felt it was nasty, felt it wasn't right. Leviticus 18 and 19. Do not approach a woman to have sexual relations during the uncleanliness of her monthly period. Fellas, sisters, men, women, young men, young women, old men, old women. Well, not really necessarily old women, depending on what the age, but you're not supposed to have sex with a woman during her period. That's against the Most High's laws and commands. Leviticus 18 and 19. 18 and 20. Do not have sexual relations with your neighbor's wife and defile yourself with her. Adultery. Don't have sex with your neighbor's wife, another Israelite's wife, his woman. Don't do it. 21. Do not give your children to be sacrificed. Don't pass them into fire to Moloch. For you must not profane the name of your Elohim. I am Yah. Do not give your children to these other gods. They was burning their children alive, killing their children for these other gods. Blood sacrifices, something that they still do now, especially in these cults and in this Holly weird stuff and all this stuff. Blood sacrifice, they satanic worship. They kill people as a sacrifice. They call them blood sacrifices. What did the word say? It's power in the blood. The blood is your lifeline. If you don't believe blood is the lifeline, go right to the scriptures. Go right to the Most High Word. Leviticus 17. Let me give you the exact verse. Leviticus 17 and 10. Any Israelite or any alien, that's a foreigner, living among them who eats any blood, I will set my face against that person who eats blood and will cut him off from his people. This is the Most High Yah speaking. Don't eat no blood. Even in your meat, you're not supposed to eat blood. That's why the whole thing about kosher came up. You're not supposed to eat. The blood is supposed to be drained and rinsed off your meat before you eat it. 17 and 11. It's power in the blood. Listen to this. For the life of a creature is in the blood, and I have given it to you to make atonement for yourselves on the altar. It is the blood that makes atonement for one's life. Therefore I say to the Israelites, none of you may eat blood, nor may any alien living among you eat blood. You cannot eat blood. And many cultures eat blood and drink blood. Many cultures, many nations. That goes against the Most High Yah. We must continue. I don't care what the world tells you. This is the Most High Yah speaking. Y'all know right from wrong in your hearts if you got any righteousness in you. Leviticus 18 and 22. Remember, the Most High don't change. He don't give you these laws and commands and then all of a sudden, especially when you're talking about other gods and all this perverse stuff. Now, we may not be able to make, but that ain't even, excuse me, I'm itching. That's not even to be able to, that's not that he necessarily even just dismiss the law. Some stuff we just can't do. It's not in our control because we are up under these curses. So certain stuff you can't even do. Certain things the world then tricked you into not doing because they done told you, oh, you don't have to do this stuff no more. You don't have to listen to none of the stuff that the Most High made and gave to your people. None of the laws and commands you really have to do. If you believe in Christianity and some of these religions and what the world tell you, basically, you can do whatever you want to do and just repent and say, Jesus, forgive me, and you good. Now, that's real convenient. And that sound like if you wicked, you lazy, you want to be disobedient, that sound like something that you really would want to follow. Because you could do whatever you want. You could celebrate any type of holiday you want, which knowing that all these holidays is wickedness. You celebrate Thanksgiving, you celebrate murder and genocide, rape of indigenous people, melanated people. That's what you celebrating by Caucasians. You celebrate Christmas, you celebrate Saturnalia. You celebrating the winter solstice. You celebrating Easter in this culture. You celebrating the goddess Asher. Even with Christmas, talking about Santa. Santa is the same. If you break down the words, it's the same. It's Satan. Santa and Satan. Same thing. Stuff be in plain sight. People just be gone. That's why you have to be being woke, conscious. I don't, sometimes, them terms is what people use. I wouldn't use them terms, but being awoke in the spirit, in the Ruach, in Yah, not just being awoke and being, oh, I know about some of the wickedness that goes on in the world, but I'm all over the place. I'm into this religion, I'm into that, I'm following this, I'm following that. No, not that, because that could confuse you. Being enlightened in the spirit, in Yah, in the Holy Spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh. But 18 and 22. Do not lie with the man. Lay in the bed. Have sex. Don't have sex with the man as one lies with the woman. That is detestable. You cannot have sex with a man like you have sex with a woman. Can't have sex with a man, period. Not supposed to do that. That's wickedness. If you a man. If you're a woman, you're not supposed to have sex with a woman. 23. Do not have sexual relations with an animal and defile yourself with it. A woman must not present herself to an animal to have sexual relations with it. That is a perversion. But these other nations do it and have been doing it. Bestiality. And it ain't no uncommon thing. Trust me. Even when they don't let you know they doing it, you know they doing it. Just use common sense. Where does sexual intercourse take place? Typically in the bed in this society. Where do a lot of people want their animal at? In the bed. What you want your animal in the bed with you for? Do animals belong with humans? Animals belong in their area to sleep and live, and you belong in your area to sleep and live. What you got the animal all in the bed? What you kissing the animal all in the mouth? Why is the animal your best friend? I wonder. The Most High says 18:24, do not defile yourselves in any of these ways, because this is how the nations that I'm going to drive out before you have become defiled. Even the land was defiled. So I punished it for its sins, and the land vomited out its inhabitants. But you must keep my decrees and my laws. The native born and the foreigner, the aliens living among you, must not do any of these detestable things. Detestable, disgusting, wicked. For all these things were done by the people who lived in the land before you, and the land became defiled. And if you defile the land, it will vomit you out as it vomited out the nations that were before you. So the Most High told us, if you do it, you're going to get vomited out. You're going to become destroyed. You're going to become scattered. You're going to have a bunch of problems. You're going to be disgusting. Everyone who does any of these detestable things, such persons must be cut off from their people. Keep my requirements and do not follow any of the detestable customs that were practiced before you came, and do not defile yourselves with them. I am Yah. Deuteronomy 19 going to various other laws. Spreading gossip. 19 and 16. Do not go about spreading slander, lies, gossip among your people. Do not do anything that endangers your neighbor's life, another Israelite's life. I am Yah. 17. Don't hate your brother in your heart. Rebuke your neighbor frankly so you will not share in his guilt. Do not rebuke other Israelites. Do not hate on them. All that, man, I'm just giving you a hard time, man, when people saying things against you, or I just, I don't like that. I just don't like that mug. And I don't like this and I don't like that. And he got this, she got that. I can't stand her. All that's wickedness. Do not defraud your neighbor. 13. Do not defraud your neighbor. 19 and 13, or rob him. Don't steal from your people. Don't cheat your people. Even down 19, keep my decrees. Do not mate different type of animals. So that mating of different animals, oh, we gonna put a lion and a tiger together. That's wickedness. Do not plant your field with two kinds of seeds. You're supposed to plant one thing in each space. But most of us ain't even planting none. We don't have gardens of space or know-how, which is shame, and that's gonna come. Probably gonna come back to hurt many of us when they cut off food and things like that. Do not wear clothing woven together of two kinds. Most of us do that in this day and age because every piece of clothes, 50% polyester, 20% cotton, 30% rayon. You rarely see 100% one material. A, because it's cheaper for them to blend materials, and B, because the world is satanic. They're going to do anything that goes against the Most High Yah. 19 and 26. Do not eat meat with the blood still in it. We talked about that. Do not practice divination or sorcery. The Bible ties it in. The word ties this stuff in together. Sorcery. Okay, let's go back to the story of Moses. When Yah brought the plagues on the Egyptians, when Moses went to Pharaoh and he took his staff, remember Yah turned it into a snake. Yah told him to put his hand in his cloak and he made it white, leprous, a curse. Ding, ding, ding. But anyway, he went to Pharaoh and did them same things. He showed Pharaoh the staff. He threw it down. It became a snake. The sorcerers and magicians that Pharaoh had did the same thing. They threw down a stick. A staff is just a stick, a big stick that you hold and carry around. They threw one down and theirs became snakes. So you can do sorcery through wickedness and Satan. So just because somebody can do, you got to watch it because we can be tricked. False prophets. Just because somebody can do some magic or something so-called miraculous don't mean that they from Yah. Go back and read that, how the magicians did things. People can tell things about the future through wickedness, through Satan. They can do that, but you're not supposed to go to them. You're not supposed to go, oh, tell me my future, read me my future. Because you don't know what you're doing when you opening it up that box. Your future could be one thing, but because you went in that direction and opened that box, and more than likely that's what will happen. Your future might become what that person's saying. That might not even be your true future. They might could tell you a little bit about yourself, but then they might tell you, yeah, and you're gonna die in a year of a horrible death. That might not have been what the Most High Yah planned for you, but because you went to that person and you listened to them, you listened to Satan and that wickedness, then he might actually allow that to happen, or something worse. 27. Do not cut the hair at the sides of your head or clip off the edges of your beard. You're not supposed to be shaving your head and your beard if you're an Israelite man. I don't think it's to the extent of saying you just can't get a haircut, period, because that was just a Nazarite vow that if you didn't cut your hair, ever cut your hair. But you definitely not supposed to be getting all these haircuts and shaves and all that like that. You're not supposed to do that. You're definitely supposed to keep your hair and your beard. Your hair is your crown. Your hair, for whatever reason, is a big thing to the Most High. But you as a whole, your body is a temple. Your whole body is a big thing to the Most High. Keep going. I'm going to keep going. He gave instructions for everything. It's not to say if you did any of these things, oh, you know, if you didn't know, you didn't know. But you still ain't supposed to do it. When you learn, you try not to do these things again. You pray for forgiveness in your folly, in your foolishness, in your wickedness. 28, Leviticus 19 and 28. Do not cut your bodies for the dead. Many customs and cultures, many nations, they cut up on themselves when somebody passed, or they cut up on themselves in different rituals. You're not supposed to do that. Or put tattoo marks on yourselves. No tattoos. No tattoos. I am Yah. 29. Do not degrade your daughter by making her a prostitute, or the land will turn to prostitution and be filled with wickedness. Everybody always talking about money. You can get money. How do the world tell a woman to get money? Prostitute herself. Have sex with men for money. Girl, I'm finna get me some ballers. I'm going after a high caliber man. I'm getting me a man that got plenty of money. I'm sleeping with different guys for money. These dudes ain't worth nothing but how much money they got. How much money can you pay me? Wickedness. You don't take your daughter or your wife and make her sleep with people for money or for favors, especially your daughter. 30, 19 and 30. Observe my Sabbath and have reverence for my sanctuary. I am Yah. 31. Do not turn to mediums or spiritists, for you will be defiled by them. I can predict your future. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. I'm gonna tell you what's this. Well, when will I meet? When will I meet my husband? Da 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 da. You going to these people? You going to a person to try to have them tell you? So, has it ever occurred to anybody to ask the question, what is they tapping into that's giving them the information about you? Because if they not tapping into the Most High Yah, what is they tap? What you think they tapping into then to get the information that they telling? They tapping into Satan. Satan study you. He know things about you too. How you think he can work on you? Leviticus 20 talk about the punishments for all the things that was covered in 19. And most of them say put them to death. The Most High ain't no weak God. He ain't no weak Elohim at all. He don't play no games. He don't want wickedness to spread amongst the people. And part of our problem is, as a people, as his chosen people, we didn't want to take the Most High serious. Following the law, statutes, and commands is serious. But the fact that we didn't and we don't, to a certain extent, many of us that don't want to do it, times when we haven't done it in our past lives, that's why all these problems that we having is so serious. Because we ain't take the Most High serious, and because he's always been serious about his business. And I want to end with prayer. Almighty Yah, I pray that we exalted you today in this lesson. I pray that this can be a sin offering as well as a peace offering. I pray for all those, Father, who are struggling within their spirit, within their life, going through things. I pray for the homeless, the hungry, all those who are sick. Father, I pray amongst our nation. I pray that our people come back to you, Father, with our full hearts and souls. Father, I pray that we can make you proud again. Father, I pray that I uplift you in all things that I do to the best of my ability, Father. I pray for forgiveness for my sins and the things I do, and I pray for forgiveness for the sins of my people, your people, Father. I know that there are many trying times to come. There's going to be much trouble and bitterness, Father, but I pray that you don't leave our sides, Father. I pray that you don't leave my side, Father, that you give me endurance, that you give me strength that I never knew that I had through you, Father. Father, I thank you for my many blessings, my children, Father. I thank you for all the other children, your Israelite children. I pray for the other foreigners of other nations who are righteous, who know you and love you, Father. I pray for those who are in mourning, for their loved ones who have transitioned. I want to say rest in peace and power to our ancestors, to those who we lost. I pray that we keep your Sabbath days, we keep your holy days, Father, and we keep your laws and commands that we can do, that we put our efforts in, Father, because I know that the righteous effort is not overlooked by you. Those who seek you, we not overlooked by you. It may seem that wickedness is winning. It may seem like Satan is winning. It may seem like those who love you and are in righteousness that we can't get ahead, Father. We feel like, man, it's just so few of us. But that's what the Bible says. It's not going to be many. And we should be looking at ourselves not in a bad way, not with disdain, not with uh uncertainty, not thinking something wrong with you because everybody else don't follow, but knowing that something is right with you because the world is wicked and that's why they not following. Knowing that you got our backs, knowing that your angels rejoice when we come to you in fellowship and love, Father. We thank you. We love you. We want to say hallelujah. And we want to praise your awesome and glorious name of Yahweh and your son Yahweh Shai. Thank you. We love you. Hallelujah, Father. This is Brother Israel. Until next time, I leave you with peace and love in the mighty name of Yahweh, the Almighty El Shaddai, the great Elohim. I thank you for your time. I pray that this message resonates with you and that you go into study, that you go into prayer, and that the Holy Spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh, follows you everywhere you go. Thank you. I love y'all. Shalom.